Radio Land. How about it, Radio Land? Nobody but Blue Fox around Tennessee getting break.
Now get back on 11:37. 9:18 back out.
How about a 9:18? How about a 9:18? How about Blue Fox around Tennessee? Want to overhand break.
Hey back, Mr. White Eagle 25. Top of the day, happy Friday, 9:18, waving, standing by. Good day, White Eagle. Hey, White Eagle, still kind of not a good conditions, but heard you coming in from Music City. 25 White Eagle, 9:18 emotion, back out.
About a 9:18. How about a 9:18? How about Blue Fox around Tennessee? Want to overhand at you, break.
Hey back, 9:18, waving.
I heard you 9:18. It'd be the Blue Fox around Tennessee getting down.
Chicken man, top of the day, happy Friday, Chicken Man, 9:18, Sacramento waving. Man, it's rough and tough. I'm getting out of here. I just came looking for 1137. I haven't heard him. I'm gone. Have a great day out there. Man, that yacht sure is working. Hey, state line operator, I gotta tell you, that yacht is working, it's walking, and it's talking. I'm on the wrong channel, 27285, there we go. I was on the wrong channel. Hello, Chia, right there, right now, state line operator. Motor mouth small working the small ball peen hammer. One fat watt at a time.
How about it, Radio Land? Nobody but Blue Fox around Tennessee getting break.
I had my transmit on 28, but my receiver was on 20. I had my receiver still up on 29. I turned the water gate on and forgot to move the receiver back over to 28. So now I'm receiving on the same channel I'm transmitting on. So I think we should be all squared away right now. Yeah, I know you were up on 29 and just a little bit just before I started the gate. And I forgot to retune, the receiver back over here. But we're working on getting awake over here. We got a cup of coffee over here, so I haven't even taken a sip of it yet. I'm going to do that in just a second. But I see some Mother Nature in your favor over there. And I had to say hello and good afternoon around your neck of the woods. Well, no, good morning still around your neck of the woods. LT, state line operator, motor mouth small working the small ball peen hammer. One fat watt at a time. And I don't know if you can tell any changes I made, but I think I made a change. And I think I like what I'm listening to. It sounds bolder and richer and fuller and louder than breaking. for my CD monitor. I used a Texas Ranger, Texas something. It was one of those radios that looks like a Galaxy Saturn, but it's not. And I used one of them for the longest time as my CD monitor. And so I went through it last night and I made some changes in my audio using my new monitor radio. My new monitor radio is a derail modified, one of those SS 676Vs. And I tell you, with his modifications and the way it sounds in the headphones, and doing a comparison test. First, I did a comparison test between the Texas Star and it, and that made the Texas Star sound like a piece of junk. I put it in line because it was all I had at the time, and then I put this one in line, the 676, and oh my goodness, it opened up different things to listen to, and a different audio curve, and all that. So I changed the audio just a little bit, and then I compared it against my Drake R8B and my SDR. And so now, and I've got also a little not a Grundig, I got a C-Train radio, and it sounds really good on all of those. So anyway, it's different, and I like it. I think I like it anyway. Motor mouth small work at the small ball peen hammer. Got down, breaker.
I bought a radio land, I bought a Blue Fox around Tennessee, getting down, break.
Yep, and it really it sheds some light on a different sound. And of course, when you hear something differently, you're going to adjust accordingly. So, and the other thing that I found now, I didn't try it with the big box on. I should try it now. Let me go back here. Yesterday, when I was doing my tests, I found something interesting. When I turned the RF gain down, you could hear the noise floor come back up. You could hear my signal get weaker. You could hear the audio, but it was still sounded. It still gave me a good description of how it sounded like. And so what I haven't done now is try that same thing with the amp on. Well, I'm going to listen to it now and turn the RF gain all the way up and see if I get any problems. I've got no antenna on the radio whatsoever. Oh my God, it gets loud. And okay, I can't do that with the RF gain. Oh, here, wrong one. I was on the volume knob, sorry. Okay, now I got the RF gain knob all the way up. And it still sounds good. So I don't know how it is I can get away. There's a couple of things I don't understand. One, how come I can get away with my SDR and not show any overload, and the SDR not show, a lot of people, when they key up and they got their own SDR, the whole thing just blankets out and it doesn't sound horrible. And mine doesn't do that so much. It does a little bit of weirdness. If I listen to the SDR right now, I hear a hum or a buzz. It's not really there, but I hear it. It's on YouTube, and it's on the SDR because it's on YouTube. It's on YouTube because it's on the SDR. But the other thing is, a lot of people tell me they can't run a radio in the same room. And, even with an antenna. And I've never had a problem with that. I don't understand why that is. So I wish I had something enlightening there, or something cool to say about how to make that work, but I just plug it into a power supply and plug the headphones into it. Well, I actually plug it into a switch box, and I can switch between it and the Drake and the 7300 and the SDR. And then if I unplug one and plug in my little news, my C-Train radio, I can make it one of the bunch. But anyway, yeah, I never have a problem with being able. I don't think I run enough power to really, get in the way of my own stuff to break. Yep, you're moving and grooving and dipping and dabbing, bucket weaving and shucking and jiving. That's for doggone sure. All right, I'll get back on the side. We'll catch you a little bit later on. Hey, State Line Operator, have a good day. We'll do it another time, another way. Your radio station, Motormouth Mall, out here on the West Coast, dropping a hammer from time to time. They got down right there, breaker, breaker. Hello out there around Alabama. I didn't get the 28 but hello around Alabama to break. Silver dollar over there in Alabama. Got you all up in there looking good. Sounded good to break. Okay, you have a good day too there, Silver Dollar. Enjoy it to its fullest. I'm taking some lessons over here. I'm looking at Stump Knocker. He's showing us how to do some new audio. Hey, Stump Knocker is demonstrating, I'm looking at it on Facebook right now. He's demonstrating some new audio techniques I want to try out. He has this technique where he puts a 5-gallon bucket over his head. I just watched it. I didn't listen to it. I didn't listen to it yet, but I watched it. I watched him put a 5-gallon bucket over his head there, Break. And he said, you don't laugh. You don't laugh before you try it, Break. And those buckets are cheap. You know, you can go to Costco. You can go to Lowe's. I think he might have had a Lowe's bucket that was blue. No, it's a Superior, maybe it's a paint brand. But you can go to Lowe's, and you can go to Home Depot, and they got those blue and yellow, orange buckets. And you can get one of those and do that really cheap. A State Line Operator used to tell him he looks better with that bucket over his head. Hey, State Line Operator, I heard what you said. A bucket ball. But a bucket might sound better if you spend enough ducats on the buckets. Station around Kentucky waving a hand. I heard you up in there. I didn't get the 28, but I did hear you. Oh, there you are, Graybeard. 30 over in Kentucky. That's another one of them Mother Nature days. Gotta love Mother Nature when she plays that way, Break. Well, I sure hear you, and you sound good, Graybeard. Take care of 7-3 while you're doing your thing around West Kentucky. Motormouth Mall, working the small ball, being hammer. Got down, got down. Can for can. Take care, Graybeard. Motormouth Mall, stepping. Seven. I heard you. I think you said you were in a Mobile to break. You're doing a good job while you're warming up that Mobile over there in the BYU. I guarantee tell you, 877. You warming up the Mobile in the BYU, and you're coming up in here like this.
Hey, Motormouth Mall, I'm warming up the Mobile in the backyard. Hey, Motormouth Mall, I'm warming up this Mobile in the backwoods of the bayou. Come on to your Motormouth Mall, 7-7 in the Mobile, I'm waiting.
There you go, 7-7. That was you, Motormouth Mall cruising. I walked on through, Breaker. there, 77. That great big driver's walking and talking in fine fashion. Have a real good day out there. We'll catch you another time, another way. 77. Motormouth Mall stepping. I'm going to go see what's cooking on the bowl, if anything, and if not, I'll come back here. State line, well, you still got that mall down. I didn't get everything that time around, but there's something before I go. Hey, state line, what's going on there? Break Motormouth Mall being nosy. You did. You put a touch more bass around my place. I can hear it. It sounds good. That's for doggone sure. I like it. Hey, you put a little tad bit more bass all up in the place. Hello to you one more time. State line operator, Motormouth Mall, working a small Mother Nature maker. Got down, got down. We'll catch you back a little bit later on. State line, 7-3, Motormouth Mall, off to the bowl they go.
Roger, state line. I'm just working on Antoine 99 and 200 Boulevard. Good now. All right, I'll get back on. I have a bus on and I'll book it with a radio test tonight. Red Fox out here in the Mobile reading the mail. Red Fox, Eastern Tennessee, in the Mobile, waving. Hello out there, Brass Monkey, Red Fox around Eastern Tennessee, trying to bring up.
Alright, number 20, have yourself a blessed day. May the Lord take a liking to you and yours today, tomorrow, and every day. 02-15.
You must be going down to the Gulf of America.
Get in there. Do it. 3.
How about Red Fox? Red Fox, I hear around Eastern Tennessee, in my Mobile, waving my hand. Hello. How about Red Fox in the Mobile? Red Fox in my Nissan Mobile, waving. How about Red Fox? Red Fox, are you around Eastern Tennessee? My Nissan Mobile will be moving on. How about Red Fox? Red Fox, are you around Eastern Tennessee in the Mobile? The Red Fox around Eastern Tennessee in my Mobile will be rolling on. For sure. Red Fox in the Mobile moving on. no doubt about it. Red Fox out here right around eastern Tennessee, waving my hand.
Boy, it's been a while since I could wave a hand on 28. It's been a while since I could wave a hand on 28. Old Charlie Tango 420, Crown of Maine.
Hello there, 420, out there around Maine. Hello up there, 420 around Maine. Red Fox, Red Fox, eastern Tennessee, waving.
Hello, Mr. MacGyver from the backwoods of Georgia. Sounding grand on the band up here in the snowy white state of Maine. 420, throwing 4-1 your way.
Hello out there around the state of Maine. Hello out there around the state of Maine. Red Fox, eastern Tennessee, waving.
Yeah, we need a lot more of that white stuff up here to get the snowmobiles out. We keep getting it and then we lose it. Get it and then lose it.
That state of Maine's making a fine trip. State of Maine making a fine trip. Red Fox, eastern Tennessee, waving.
We get some snow and it rains and we lose it, so no snowmobiling yet, but hey Georgia, have a good one there. 0420 up here on the snowy white Crown of Maine. Roger there, Mr. MacGyver. Roger there, Mr. MacGyver. You have yourself a good one. My dogs are growling at me. I heard 164 waving his hand to the state of Maine. I think it was 164 waving his hand up here to the state of Maine. 0420, throwing 4-1 back your way.
How about Red Fox? Red Fox around eastern Tennessee in my Mobile trying bigger.
Roger, 164. You keep doing what you're doing, my friend. Thanks for the contact.
Hello. How about it out there around the state of Maine? How about it up around the state of Maine? Red Fox. Red Fox around eastern Tennessee waving hello.
And I hear a 124 and I heard some Carolinas in the background time. 124. Here on the Crown of Maine, my friend, 0420. Having the base station back up and running, I'm a happy man. Compliments flowers for yourself, my friend. Until we can do it again, Old Charlie Tango 420, Crown of Maine, and I'm listening. Hello there around South Cackalack. Hello there around South Carolina. 0420 from the Crown of Maine. Roger, sounding grand on the band up here too, my friend. 0420 Crown of Maine, and we're back listening. All right, there, 124. Have yourself a good one. I'm glad I got this thing dialed in. It's about time. New house, new radio. What did Mother Nature just fall out? Did Mother Nature just fall out of the radio? Roger, Tennessee and South Carolina. I still hear you guys in there. Booming signal up here on the Crown of Maine. All right, there, 124, till we do it again. 0420, southern part of the Crown of Maine.
Morning time, 921. Have a good day over there, Lefty. I'm working the ground check. Hey, Louis, I'm working the ground check. And I'll get back to you later. I'm getting back there. Bye.
Well, we're back on 28, and we'll let this thing park here for a moment. Motormouth Malls, step in and out the way. Hey, Catfish, hey, I heard you up in there. Welcome to the weekend. Motormouth Mall waving, break. Appreciate the bump down. Welcome to the weekend. Enjoy to its fullest. Hey, have a good day, and I'm going to get back out the way. Motormouth Mall, stepping. Break up. Bartender, Catfish Boy, 102 Illinois. Motormouth Mall, stepping. Break up. One, two, four. What's going on? Good morning, Tom. Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, I made some changes. I've got a derail monitor radio over here right now. A 676 SS676 with all the derail mods on the receive. And I'll tell you what, it pointed me in a different direction, and I like it. I definitely like the way this thing has opened up for me in being able to hear certain things that I didn't catch on this. I had a Texas Ranger. It was a Texas Ranger base radio, one of those black face, looked like a Galaxy Saturn style radio, but it didn't sound really good, but I was using it because, well, it was a Stevie radio. I thought, well, I had a monitor on the Stevie radio, but it was very good. And I got the derail receiver over here that's kicking butt and break. It sounds awesome. Here's Johnny. Power surfing window and rearranging the wires and things that are over here right now. I'll put it in line as my transmit radio as well. And without doing anything funky with the relays, my antenna switching, I don't know if I'll be able to use it as a monitor or as a receiver at the same time, but I like to receive off the SDR. But anyway, it's an either or. For me, the way I've got my station set up over here, it'll either be or on air, but I am going to put it on air eventually, and we're going to see how she sounds with my rack gear going with no other changes. Well, except for levels, whatever requirements are required for make the levels right. But yeah, for monitor radio, it really changed the way I did my transmit. And I did some subtle changes that really put it right where I think I want it to be.
Okay, mi hermano.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right on. Yeah, we definitely be waving right back, no doubt about it. Waving right on back. Look at that.
So, good deal. I'm looking forward to it. And, yeah, it's really going to make the video games pop, too. You know, they're cool. The SDRs just,
I do. There's actually... Yeah, there's two dogs that live here, and there's dog hair. They get long hair, but yeah, there's hair in the house for sure. Hey, you know what? When I vacuum, I ain't kidding. Between the dust that comes flying through here with them dogs shaking off and just living out in the desert, I change up on my Hoover, my big Hoover vacuum cleaner. I'll throw a new bag on, vacuum the house, and the sucker's full and heavy, dirt and hair, dog hair, and just dust, and you name it. When I bought these dogs, I didn't buy them the bush bucks. I bought these dogs all. They were just hamsters, you know, just little guys, a couple of litter mates. You know, some dogs had litter in the bushes, and here they are. They're supposed to be great dogs, though. Awesome dogs. And they never seen a collar or a leash. Well, not even 10 acres to run on out here. I don't need to walk them. I just worry sometimes that I'm going to have to take them somewhere and they're not leash trained. Well, what an asshole. I'm going to pick them up and throw them over my shoulder and they need dogs way at time.
possibility. There's all kinds of animals around here. There's everything. Badgers, coyotes, bobcats, mountain lions, weasels. There's like wild weasels, ferrets and stuff running around. And I don't know how they got here. I don't know if they're native or not, but people usually give them their chickens. And then the dogs do the same thing. The dogs get into everyone's chicken coop and kill all their chickens. Unlike yesterday. Now look at that signal. So I'm hitting my SDR right now, 60 over. And it still doesn't sound good. Yeah, right on. Yeah. I gotta get on the road if dropping all balls in there. You feed the RF in there. That's a strong signal right there. I'm pegging my SDR all the way out at 60 over. And it still sounds okay. Right on. I heard Amberville in there. And
Radio land, nobody but Blue Fox around Tennessee getting all break.
Super idle throughout the day. I can't think of anything else to do, you know. It's a great day. You know what? It's also a great day to see the animals. Can you imagine having a key to Colorado, reading the mail. I can't manipulate my... Matthew Kern. I got a little over here. Matthew Kern. Colorado Wizard. Sometimes you just gotta be fixing to raise up your antenna, that is. Raise it on up there. You know, get your knees in the breeze, get your chin in the wind and your foot in the soot. You know, that's what matters the most.
About radio land, about Blue Fox around Tennessee getting all break.
Yeah, I'm happy. A lot of antennas. Change the rears out, too. And that was a bummer, you know. And then I tried a couple other antennas, and I do have some plans for some other antennas later on, but I landed on this one, and I've been really happy with it. So it's kind of like a good cross between all the different, you know.
Yeah. Well, you know how it goes. Conditions.
On this frequency and 6. I've got it tuned for 6, but, you know, with everything else tuned for 28.
I think 86 and 88, I definitely got you in there. Sam, I heard you had a super fine day. And, well, it was September 12th, 1982, when me and a few friends set out on a skip.
I can hear stuff on your side. The beam, which would be the point where it would be equivalent to cutting your power in half, or
hell yeah.
So it started tapering off pretty good after that. You have to look for something like 38 degrees, something it's a pretty wide signal, but it's still required to be competitive. And I ran it primarily on the bowl, and because it was too easy. I had to point it here and there, and I had to move it, 5-10 degrees one way or the other to get on somebody. And the more it worked for me, the more I had to move it. So it was a pain in the neck, and I didn't have a rotor on it, so I had to run out there. I couldn't get the meter, had to guess what direction and by how much, then tie the ropes down, then run back into the shack. I was getting way too much exercise.
About radio in, about Blue Fox around Tennessee getting break.
Well, there's such thing. There is such thing. The people don't want to believe it, but it's true. They live in little bunker huts. They dig holes, They lived among society. Let us stand by.
About radio land, nobody but Blue Fox around Tennessee getting break.
Well, like I said, very tricky, but I don't like to believe that I drink this.
Hey, audio, hello. I got you in there, Red Fox. Red Fox, break. Yeah, come on with it there. I got it wide open right there. Got this Rocky Fox keying down. I heard you in the Rocky Box. Red Fox. Oh, Blue Fox over here got to hammer down, break.
And then I took the dual Jamcos up, and they were.
What do y'all want to eat? Red Fox out in the mobile looking. What y'all want to eat? I don't know.
I think it's got to be fixing the resource. Keeping that fucker up, that's outdoors. Game right there, I guess.
Yeah, I'm about chili cheese tots, foot long for sweet thing.
Yeah, but they never tell the whole story.
Yeah, that's how she said she wants tater tots too. And no drink. She don't want no drink. You got all that Fox? Yeah, got it all when you said it all. I hope you can hear me, man. I got it all pumped up, man. I've been talking Skip all day, Red Fox. I got you beat 4-0, no doubt. Oh, no, you don't. I talked to 3 people on the way to Ison. That makes that 43, man. I've been talking to Skip all day. I've been on here since 10:30. I've been on here almost all day. Oh, Blue Hawk Trial, Tennessee, getting down, break.
And I was home.
She want an extra long chili cheese, Tony? I don't know.
Throwing 4-1 your way.
They do have a lot of mechanical disadvantages, you know, and all that. They're a high maintenance antenna. But, you know, whether they work or not, I don't know. It's just like a Yagi. You can make a good Yagi and you can make a bad Yagi. Well, you can make a good quad and you can make a bad quad. I don't know. I don't really have anything to add to I like Yagis, and they've always worked well for me. Ever since, you know, and Doc Adams, band, well, you know, he cleaned out in the state, down south, and on the way back, Doc Adams and 300 at CC and Master Mitch all came to my place. They stopped by, and Doc dropped off that antenna 3 inch ago, and 40 so I cut it down, I made a flat side, tuned it up, put it up, and I never looked back. I've been doing it ever since. So, anyway, that's how that started. And then as far as the polar thing, I noticed that only one time since I was talking to Danielson in Tucson, Arizona, and he was on a vertical and I was on the beam. And we were talking just fine. When he went to the beam, he couldn't hear me very well. And so vertical to go to, but he did, so he went to the vertical, and we continued talking, and everything was great. So sometimes Mother Nature, you know, swings around, or goes down one way, or, you know, comes down the opposite way. You don't know for sure what's going to happen. So, yeah, I think you and I have been locking this thing down for the better part of a little while. Hey, Mosquito Man, you got that hammer down, motor mouth, my working this world. Right here, right now. Said he got an announcement to bring.
I'm at Radio Land, worldwide Blue Hawks. Oh, worldwide Blue Hawks over here getting down, break. Hey, Dave, you missed it. I talked to Checkpoint a minute ago, too. Yeah, for sure, yeah, I hear all that. But our Blue Hawks over here is getting on now out there, break. You running all the powers out there? I got everything. I got this foot pedal. I don't know what happened to my foot pedal. I just pushed it into the ground. I think I lost it. That's pretty good. I like that one. Yeah, that's pretty good right there. Okay. about the radio land? Radio land, nobody but a blue fox around Tennessee getting break.
Hardly, because I spent all my money on CB crap. But, hey, I can donate some of my fried chicken.
He said fried chicken. I don't think so much fried chicken. Yeah, I'll let you talk on the radio for a slice of that fried chicken.
Hey, Eugene, that's all I got. Chicken, man. That's all I got. That's our late down. Yeah, Roger, on that water.
Hey, Red Fox, that mobile Red Fox sounds the same as the Cadillac.
Well, anyway, one thing led to another, I think, and he said that he was having trouble. And it was a little over $500, and Eugene Johnson said he didn't have but $500 for his check.
I heard you, Red Fox, on Blue Hog are getting down, break.
He just put a word out that there's a Eugene Johnson GoFundMe site for State Line operator to pay his yacht payment. They're going to repossess the yacht.
And he said they're going to take away your yacht. They're going to repossess this yacht. I can't even talk, man. They're going to take his yacht away, that's what he said.
You know, it's nice to have parts of it at the same time. I got tubing and pipes and pieces of cut scrap of stuff laying in several different piles. So I better not talk too loud. Anyway, let me get my knees up with the breeze. Motor mouth ball working that full ball being hammered. In fact, do me a favor also and tell the West Side Duck Killer that I just dropped that hammer on him once or twice or 3 times. You know.
That's right, that motor mouth ball. Red Fox, and my Nissan Mobile listening. Okay, I'm pulling in, so I can't talk no more until I get the stuff. I'll get pulled in.
Who is it? Tell me.
About Radio Land, nobody but the blue fox around Tennessee getting break.
Right there, Mosquito Man. Sounds good. Yep, have a good day out there. We'll catch you later on. Get the rebuilding and move over there on that end. And I've been out here for 8 years, so I'm going to go ahead and shut this thing down. And we'll do it again a little bit later on. I got some things to take care of over here around this neck of the woods anyway, so I'll come back after when I can come back. And we'll say 73 for the time being. Mosquito Man, always a pleasure. Never put that out there for me. That yacht under control, under brakes.
Hello out there around Puerto Rico, Blue Fox waving.
Puerto Rico, Roger.
73 Puerto Rico, 73's Blue Fox getting down.
Lubricate the bearings on something, I don't know, but it might come in handy that way, but if it's 20 I'm sure they're going to do that proper dose. And that duck killer supplied, I'm sure that'll help a whole lot too, you know. Everything is a matter of perspective, something versus nothing, you know. I'd take something over nothing any day, even a box of chicken to bring.
Thank you, Mom. Over. 7 really, no.
Hammer, Napa, best hold right there, and I'll get back with
It was going to be a, without a GoFundMe. I didn't worry, you know. He's got one of them big old fancy antennas. Oh, I got it. Plane all beat up in the wind and all that other stuff. You know how it goes.
Hey, I'm out of here.
I would not manipulate. I would not touch. But they would be able to feed money into like PayPal. And then every time a payment came in, depending upon the amount of the payment, they could buy a block of time that would mean from being able to push the talk switch. And then there are other people that could pay other amounts of money that would override their amount. And maybe they might give back some minutes of push-to-talk time. It's white here on this, but not the same as trying to save
About it, Radio Land, nobody but Blue Fox around Tennessee, getting down, break.
Eugene Johnson, Motormouth Mall worker to small camera. Got down, big me.
About it, Radio Land, about Blue Fox around Tennessee, getting down, break.
Alright, catch you later. I see Mother Nature. J-Rock, I did hear your roll up in there too. Eugene Johnson, and Mother Nature dipping and dabbing. And you know, if she's dipping and dabbing, I'm going to get to stepping. Yeah, I heard you up in there too. They're 1-5 Alabama. Big ol' wave around your stack of bricks too. 1-5 Motor Mouth Mall cruising. Ooh, wow, look at that. Man, that's some serious plate current. Let me get my knees up in the breeze. I'm out.
About it, Radio Land, about Blue Fox around Tennessee, getting down, break.
Bartender 1-5, I appreciate the bump down. Good morning. And have yourself a big day and a great weekend over there. 1-5, Alabama. Motormouth Mall stepping in a pencil. Bye. And I appreciate that there, J-Rock. It should even sound better today because I got a different monitor radio online. And I compared the audio coming off of the new monitor radio, which is a derail radio. And I compared it against my old CD monitor radio that I had before. And so I made it a little bit, I could see where some things were lacking a little bit. And where I had too much of this. So I re-EQ'd and readjusted some of my audio. And man, I tell you what, I think it's a little bit better now than it was before. So if I was rocking before, it ought to really be sounding pretty good now around Pensacola, Florida, to bring. Take care, J-Rock. I appreciate the comments and the kind words. Have a good day, and we'll catch you another time. Another way. By the way, Outlaw, you say you bought one of them Superstar radios recently, too. And you like it. So, yeah, it's definitely got to be, I can't wait to put it in line as a transmit radio to see how she does that way. But it was primarily intended as a receive monitor radio. But it's going to get put through the bases, too, as a transmit radio. All right, take care, 7-3. J-Rock, have a good day out there. 7-3, everybody on YouTube from the top to the bottom. And everyone within the sound of the small ball peen hammer. West Coast, under modulator beast. 10-7. Bye. Bye-bye-bye.
Audio, check. Blue Fox around Tennessee, get low, break. About that 435. About at 435. About Blue Fox around Tennessee. Want to wave a hand to you, break.
Shame on the mess.
About it, Radio Land, nobody but Blue Fox around Tennessee, getting down, break.
Is that you, Double R?
About it, Radio Land, nobody but Blue Fox around Tennessee, get low, break.
The chicken. 10 Royal.
Somebody say bucket of chicken, Blue Fox want to know.
I heard Eugene Johnson out there. I told him I didn't have hardly a pot to piss in, but I'll donate some of this chicken grease.
I'm back on. About it, Radio Land, nobody but Blue Fox around Tennessee, get low, break.
Right on. Sounding loud and proud as usual. Thought I'd just try and get in here in the mix. Wasn't sure if this ground plane was doing it to it or not. Boy, it's Friday, ain't it?
Hey, that ground plane's looking around Tennessee, no doubt.
Maybe make me some breakfast with some of this leftover chicken grease and wash it down with a pot of coffee. And then when I get all steeled out, I'll come back and I'll get on the key. 10, Roger.
Audio.
Right on, man.
I got a radio land. About Blue Fox around Tennessee getting down, break.
Suck back a pot of coffee, get on the mic, then I'm going to pull it straight back, and then I'm going to go lay on the couch. That's what I'm going to do.
About Blue Fox around Tennessee getting down, break.
I'm not even kidding, man. I've got a big industrial Hoover vacuum cleaner. And every time I change that bag, it's full. I'll vacuum the whole house, and it's full. That whole entire bag is full of dog hair and dirt and dust and whatnot. And you'd never know it's there. You can't see it, but boy, it's there. Anyhow, I'm going to go and get this chicken grease. Get in the chicken, in the kitchen. The chicken kitchen. And then I'll be back. The kitchen chicken.
Young man, about a lady young man, about Blue Fox around Tennessee getting break.
What I was going to do is I was going to dissect that vacuum cleaner bag right down the center and pluck every hair out of there and weave myself a Navajo rug is what I was going to do. I think I'm still going to do that. Anyhow, I got to get in this chicken grease.
Anyway, you're rude. It don't matter who they're talking to, you butt in there. Hello, Freddie. How about it, Freddie? How about Blue Fox around Tennessee? Want to ever hand out Freddie? Break.
I ain't got nothing fancy. Just a good location and a ground plane. Got my knees in the breeze, and it's all in how you tune it. You know what I did yesterday is I went up there and I turned.
Where'd you go out there, Freddie? Blue Fox want to know, break. Trying to get in, quit being so rude and butting in when the people ain't even talking to him.
Hey, stay quiet, boys. I heard that, boy. That's good stuff right there. Chicken and dumplings. You know, when I was living in Arizona, I pushed 1 and 2.
Well, I guess I gotta step on my foot pedal to make this. Over there in 08010. Hello, 6G. You got a copy on Bay Wolf? Come on.
I mean, it seems like I'm all saying it.
Hello out there, Bay Wolf. Blue Fox around Tennessee. Want to ever hand break.
That man right there is lucky. He got a wife, some chicken and dumplings.
Hello, my friends. Hello, good morning, and all that good stuff to you there, 10-4.
About it, Bay Wolf. About that Bay Wolf one time. About Blue Fox around Tennessee. Want to ever hand out you break.
That's what it's all about. Yeah, you know, you go out to women, they don't cook a meal. They can't even, they'll burn boiled water, you know. They're good for looking good is what they're good for. Yeah, you go out to some
I hope you can hear me through radiation.
Excuse my language.
Hello, 60. Hope everything's going good for you, my brother. Come on.
Now, man, yeah, you're right. You're some a mediocre one. They know how to do the cooking.
That's right, Red Fox and the Nissan Mobile reading the mail. How about it, Radio Land? How about it, Radio Land? Nobody but Blue Fox around Tennessee getting our break.
Weekend for my friend, and I hear you over there in the peanut patch. Good morning. Good morning down there in the peanut patch. Beowulf went away.
And they got that
How about it, Beowulf? How about it, Beowulf? How about Blue Fox around Tennessee? Want to leave a hand, break.
Hey, this is California. Don't think it ain't any different. They're definitely